Some people seem to sit here and think that, you need to have the fancy stuff in life to be, you know, comfortable and whatever like that. In actuality, you don't. Now, here's the thing. When I was a kid growing up, I grew up semi-poor and to a degree still poor. To a degree. I'm not rich. Well, I am rich, but rich in spirit. I'm not rich in cash-wise. But when I was a kid growing up, I was poor. I was. We didn't have much to work with or whatever, but yet there were a few things that I wish I could have been thankful for instead of griping about, what I did have. And what's that? Having a roof over my head, a place to sleep, clothes on my back, food in my stomach, all sorts of stuff like that. The only way we semi-lived a life of luxury is when we were getting stuff off of eBay and whatnot. And back then, eBay was pretty good with their stuff. We would get packs of VHS tapes of movies. And that's basically our theater. Rather be DVDs, rather be VHSs, we had our stuff. But what I'm talking about here. Well, people today believe they need to, live like millionaires or they make all those tons of money. And they don't. They really don't. The way I see it is if the Lord blesses you with wealth, if you're blessed with wealth, use that wealth wisely. Here's why. In scriptures, we're supposed to help one another out. It doesn't have to be financially wise either. Can it be? Yes, absolutely. But if we're abundant with stuff, like in scriptures, we have people who are abundant with food and whatnot, because like I said, farming and whatnot, we're supposed to help those in need. We're commanded to help those in need, those who are fatherless, meaning orphans or whatnot. Those who have no families, those who have families, those who are widows, or even your neighbor next door. Those people who are less fortunate. Do whatever you can to help them. That is the main goal, is do whatever you can to help them. There are three great things about living the Christian life: faith, hope, and love. But the greater of these is love. Now, in the King James, it's translated as charity. Well, that's what love is too. Love is also helping those out in need. And the best example of that, I do apologize, I had to blow my nose. But the best example of this, if you look at the Robertson family, right? From Duck Dynasty, despite these people being rich, when you looked at Phil Robertson's life, when you looked at him and his house, he doesn't even look like he's living a rich lifestyle. In a sense, he is, spiritually speaking, because he preferred to live off the land. In his mind, as long as he had the animals and he had the plants, he was all fine and dandy. He was literally all fine and dandy. The bottom line of here is this. Don't be chasing after the things that you don't have already, but be thankful for the things you have right now. Okay? Because a thankful heart, 100%, is a happy heart. Okay? We've lost that in today's culture. We did. We literally lost that in today's culture. We need to bring that back. We do. We legitimately need to bring that back. So don't be thankful for the stuff you don't have right now, but be thankful for the stuff you do have right now. And it says, with those who are thankful, if I remember correctly, they're going to continue to be blessed. Those who are thankful for what they have. So you're sitting here griping and moping about what you don't have. How about you sit down for a second and be thankful for the stuff you do have, and then leave the other stuff alone. The Lord will always provide you what you need. Not want, but need. They did not provide Elijah what he needed when he was running away from Ahab and Jezebel. When he had to sit there and hide. Was Job not loyal to the Lord when he was going through all this stuff? And then he had a lot more given back to him. These are all examples of what we go through on day-to-day life. What they went through back then and what we go through today. Let that all be an example and be thankful for what you do have. That's all I can say. God bless.